Mr. Matt Duke.
Hey, bud.
I can't hear you, buddy.
You can't hear me?
Hey, everybody. We're getting this show started. Just waiting for Matt Duke. Can you give me some audio?
Can you hear me now or no?
Oh. My bad. My headphones were plugged in. Okay.
That might
My
explain.
bad.
That might explain
Yes.
it.
I'm like, it's very faint. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Hey to Stuart in the UK. Good to see you. Woo! This is awesome. Reneel, good to see you. Beth. Awesome. Thank you for tuning in, guys. So I've been fortunate enough to been doing the guest host, I guess you call it, since the beginning of the pandemic, and I have some really talented friends. And this week, I'm really excited to welcome my friend Matt Duke. I'm glad that he could make the time to be on the show with me. And we're changing up the format a little bit, just more talking, more interview style as we trade songs. But also very loose, so I didn't give Matt any questions beforehand. I'm going to...
That's probably, that might have been wise of you to not do that.
I mean, it's just going to all be about politics, right? We're just going to discuss the election and...
You know, I gotta go.
See you, buddy. Thanks for tuning in.
This is great. Thank you so much for having me for this first 2 minutes.
It's great.
Thank you for pulling me out from under my rock to talk about
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt
politics.
Duke.
Well, what a pleasure, though. This is great, and yeah, I mean, you are the host, and I would not be donning my finest plaid and kicking my cat to the side, who keeps trying to come up here, if I didn't love you, and this is great.
Look at this. We got two favorite Matts.
There's Jeanette.
Thank you, Jeanette.
That's awesome. Well, that's the Delco rep.
Yes.
Rep in Delco, 'cause that's where I am now.
Yeah. So, Matt, you live in Havertown.
I do.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were discussing that before we went live. And so I'm not going to jump right into questions. I'm going to jump into, actually, I just want you to start the show off, whatever you want to do, whatever you're feeling, new song, old song, cover, whatever you're in the mood for, just get the vibe going, and then we'll...
Okay. Well, what's interesting again is this is pulling me out from under my rock, because it's been a while, a hot minute since I played anything. But maybe I'll do a cover just because I've been listening to certain stuff lately. Let's see if I can.
Okay.
Can you still see me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I've got to put words up because I'm not as good as remembering or faking it. So let's see. Yeah, but it's cool. Actually, this is a good question for you, Matt.
Yes.
What is your favorite rom-com film of all time?
I'm not a big rom-com guy, but let me think on that one.
There's got to be at least one. Sleepless in Chester County?
Yeah. Man, I'm not really in... I wish I could... I'm going to have to think on that because... Anything with Jennifer Aniston, that's what it is.
Oh,
right?
That's a good answer. That's not bad.
She did like 25 of those, so
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with Jennifer Aniston.
Okay.
That's my
Very
answer.
good. Yeah. Well, this is no failure to launch, but we'll do this one. I was thinking
Okay.
about this. Do you ever see the movie Angus?
No.
Oh man, Angus is great. but that was probably early 90s. The soundtrack is incredible. It's a lot of Green Day, I think Dismemberment Plan, and then they had. I remember going back into. I was a big Psychedelic Furs fan from the '80s, and he went off to make this band Love Spit Love, which is great. But
Yes.
one of the songs that was a cool song that showed up on that soundtrack was this one, which I've been listening to a lot, and I have not practiced this one, but I'm just going to play it because why not?
I love
I
it.
heard it on the way back home today, yeah. So we'll see how this goes. But this is called Am I Wrong? Let's see. It's too much that I keep to myself, and I turn my back on my faith. It's like glass when we break. I wish no one in my place. And I've seen you don't need their seas when they're done, and goes in deep, and I'm lost in sleep. I can't stay in this place, can't stand when the room turns round my fate. Give no guarantees, there's no promise I can keep. I can't stand, I can't see my way. I feel blind on my feet. I can't stay too long. Am I wrong? It's goodbye. Lay the blame on luck. Goodbye. Lay the blame on luck. Goodbye. Lay the blame on luck. I'm so tired. My mood and sleep comes with a knife, fork, and a spoon. You're so pale in your face. You let life get in your way. And I've seen you don't need their seeds when their dirt goes in deep, and I'm lost in sleep. Am I wrong? It's goodbye. Lay the blame on luck. 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 Is that you clapping?
That's me. Don't you miss the sound of applause?
It's so weird these days. I know.
I know, right? So I was looking at comments, and I thought about the movie. It's more of a com-rom. I would say Something About Mary. That's definitely
That's a really
probably
good one.
just straight up comedy, but
Well, no,
I'd call it
there's
com-rom versus a
well,
rom-com.
no, but it's predominantly comedy, but
That's true.
there's a really really good rom element to it, so it qualifies.
And oh man, he had a band called the Push Stars, I believe. Boston singer-songwriter, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but just wrote a lot of songs with that soundtrack, and phenomenal songwriter. Man, I wish I could think of his name right now, but his band in the 90s was called the Push Stars, and
Wait,
so
who
good.
was that? The guy who worked with because he did a lot of stuff with the Farley brothers, the Fairley brothers.
Yeah.
Well, it's not Dog Star, Keanu Reeves' band. We know that
I don't think
for
so.
certain. No,
I don't think so.
no, it was no Neo.
While
band.
we think about that, let's say hi to some people that are, because I'm trying to keep up with the comments, and it's a good thing that we can't keep up with the comments. But so said hello to a lot of people. So Pat wants to know if you need another Lord IPA anytime soon.
Is that to me or to you? Because
That's
I'm
the
good with
confusing
that.
thing. I'll just take it as it's both of us. And
Well, if she's got a mask and maybe a universal kit to drop it off, I'm happy to take those IPAs.
hello, Jennifer.
No.
And
This
I have
is
to
good.
address this. So, Renee, this is democracy. You can vote for whoever you want. I love you, no matter what. It's fine. No one's blacklisting anybody. That's silly. That is silly.
No, the main impetus outside of politics is if you're taking care of your family and doing the right things for your family and friends, that's the most important thing.
That's it. Hey, Tyler, what's up?
Yay! It's not Basil, it's Plum. He knows it. He knows Angus. So Tyler is my brother-in-law.
See, we're like 5-6 minutes behind on the commentary. So we're just
Picture
trying to keep
perfect.
up.
Oh, good call.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Oh,
Okay.
and check it out. Who's this? Who's this girl? Who's this person?
I don't know who that is. No idea who that is.
Andrea was not only on my live stream, but she was actually in this studio at one point. We did a live stream. It was a fundraiser for the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's disease, and we did that
Oh, wow.
for our friend Mark Rogers,
Yes.
who's a Hometown Heroes host for over a decade, and he happens to be my neighbor. So when he announced that he was diagnosed with Parkinson's, I was like, Mark, why don't you just come over and we'll just play a show and stream. So we had Andrea, we had Cliff Hillis, we had Kevin and Peg from Minerva, and myself, and it was like a little party here in the studio. And
Well, I think Mark is he's probably the best representation of the only reason why you and I can do music, period, is because people like Mark exist. That's it. And
Yeah.
he's been.
No,
yeah.
it's true. And yeah, I mean I was like, wow. Well, why don't you can walk like 100 yards over to my house and come down, and it was very convenient at the time. And now that we're doing everything live streamed, it's still great. But
Well, listen, I'll still walk 20 miles if the IPA gets delivered to your door. So.
Oh, here we go. Chris Trapper. That's who I was talking about. Thank you.
Oh, nice.
Thank you, Allie. That's exactly. Yes. Yes, you guys got it. You guys win the prize. And I want to say hello to Ursula. Ursula from Brazil. And usually
What part of Brazil is Ursula from?
I don't know. Because I need a translator. And this is
Actually, that's a good question. Pat, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you
Yes.
go?
I mean, right now.
If I gave you a pass for 7 days to just go somewhere, where would you want to go?
Well, when my wife and I got married, we were talking about going to the Amalfi Coast of the west coast of Italy, and
Okay.
I still, we never made it, but I feel like
Have you
that's a
been to
bucket list
Italy
thing.
or no?
What's that?
Have you been to Italy before?
Not at all.
Okay.
So that's my first thought.
Okay.
How about you?
Antarctica?
Really?
Sure. That'd be great.
Why is that?
Because I could really use some time to sleep without there being noise outside my door.
Okay. Well,
What-
let's see if we can arrange that. We'll all the tips tonight will go to Matt's trip to Antarctica, and I'm just kidding, guys. But
Did you know, by the way, because I'm going to introduce your song right now.
yes, please
Um,
do.
Did you know that penguins do not live anywhere north of the equator? Oh no, I take that back. They only live south of the equator. Polar bears only live north of the equator. And so that's me introducing your song, which is what? Based on polar bears.
Holy shnikes!
I thought I had this right.
Wow.
This is the quiz stuff I give my daughter every time we're together. It's like, so daddy's song equals please don't listen to my albums because there's curse words. But
Yeah, I feel like we definitely should have, submitted questions to each other beforehand.
it's loose. It's loose.
I forget. Did I even play a song yet?
Nope,
played-
you have not. I'm
Oh,
ready for it.
I thought I played. I was just about to say goodnight to everyone. All right. Matt, where are you going with this riddle that I had clearly over my head?
It's that your song transcends an equator, south or north. It is all hemispheres, and it is called what?
The new normal?
Perfect.
Okay. Yes.
That's my BBC introduction to your song.
I like that. All right. This one is actually called Overthinking. And that's where we're going to go with this. It's the next song we're going to release, coming out January. Give it a little backbeat here. Set it in motion, taking back my life. But every time I hear your name, feels like a hit rewind. Second guess, walking out the door. Past is past, I don't live there no more. Losing this fight inside my head again. Was it something worth demanding? Overthinking, overthinking, overthinking everything I do. Ooh. Keep on drinking till the cheapest whiskey goes down. Smooth. Overthinking, 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 overthinking about you. Don't make it easy. You know I'm right, but convincing myself doesn't help me sleep through the night. Choking and I'm choking, swallowing the truth, trying to wash it down, but you burn like 100 proof. this fight inside my head again. Was it something worth mending? Overthinking, overthinking, overthinking everything I do. Ooh. Keep on drinking till the cheapest whiskey goes down. Smooth. Overthinking, 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 overthinking about you. Why are the ones that hurt us most the hardest ones to let go? I can't help where my heart goes, where it goes. Overthinking, overthinking, overthinking everything I do. Keep on drinking till the cheapest whiskey goes down smooth. Overthinking, overthinking, overthinking everything I do. Ooh. Keep on drinking till the cheapest whiskey goes down smooth. Overthinking, 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 overthinking about you. Thinking about you. Thinking about you. Thinking about you.
Yeah, buddy. So wait, you
Thank you,
have
sir.
not recorded that one?
No, well, recording it now.
Okay. Well, how are you doing it similarly, or is it going to sound more full band? Or I love the percussiveness of the guitar on that.
Thanks. Maintaining the guitar, it's going to be a little bit more full band,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, the way I've been playing it is like that, acoustic, and I've played it pre-pandemic with the band, and then post-pandemic acoustic, and it seems to go over better acoustic. So we're trying to maintain the integrity of that.
Yeah.
In the final production, if that makes
Oh God,
sense.
that's the most fun part is trying to
Yeah.
find the balance. Yeah, right. But I love. Oh my God, the 100 proof line, the one in the second verse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
Love that. Yeah. So where did that come from?
So,
Am I supposed to interview you or no? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Well,
I don't know what to do with my
you know, it's
hands.
funny. I was going to interview you. I'm still going to. But, you know, it's loose. We're just going to go with the flow. That song is, I think most people feel like it's a romantic relationship ending, but I didn't write it about that.
I didn't think you did. It doesn't
Okay.
sound that way to me. But
Okay.
So where's
Cool.
that coming from?
It's, you know, some stuff I'm not really ready to talk about.
You don't have
on,
to, but
on
it's not.
you know,
It's not about relationships, but it's.
it's I don't, yeah, but it's not a romantic relationship. Let's put it that way. And
Is it coming from a dad point of view or an individual point of view?
it's a relationship. It's just not romantic. It's just somebody that you is still, you know, well, not part of your life, but someone that you are tired of thinking about and you want to put the past to rest. And I think that applies to romantic relationships or any relationship that you have. So
Yeah.
when you write a song, I think that people first go to that romantic side of things because most songs seem to be about that type of situation. And so that's why I thought it was fun to play with that was, you know, and the response I've gotten too, a lot of people told me, yeah, you know, my ex and I'm just thank you for the song and cool. And if that is that the way if it comes off that way to you and it gives you some kind of relief, then that's amazing. That's just not how I wrote it, but it's not about me. It's not about what I was thinking. It's about how the listener interprets it. So
Well,
I don't know
sure.
if that
And the
answers
way
the
that
question.
and the way that I interpret it when I listen to it too is it's not coming from relationship standpoint right now, it's a relationship of different things. And the
Yeah.
interesting thing is, like, you can glean a lot from what you were singing. And I apologize, like, as an analogous thing that's like a bad example. It reminds me of the principle of the Police, Every Breath You Take kind of thing, where it's like,
Yeah.
half of the world gets married and does their dance to Every Breath
Yeah.
You Take. And Sting has
Right.
said, it's like, that's cool.
Yeah.
However, that is not what this song is about. But
Very
if
creepy.
that's what you glean from it, that's okay. Like, that's
Yeah.
the point. That's what I liked about what you just did. The 100 proof line was a killer, but just going through it too, it's like I get that. There's a relationship that has nothing to do with even people. It's just a intrapersonal thing, which that's what was really cool.
Awesome. Well, I can't take all the credit for that. My best songs are co-writes. I co-wrote that with Adam McDonough, a fantastic songwriter in Nashville. And
Do you write with Adam often?
Yeah, I do.
How many songs have you guys done together?
We've done at least a half dozen.
Oh, that's a good relationship then.
So, yeah, he's and I've had him on here too. Fantastic songwriter, and let me check out some of these comments here. This is hysterical. Stuart said the strangest segue ever when Mr. Matt Duke, when you were giving me a riddle and I went into that song, it really was kind of a non sequitur. But we made it. It's all live here. Janine.
This is your fault. You do know this is your fault.
Yes, totally my
There's
fault.
no template. I know.
Thank you, guys. Renewal been there. Okay,
It is.
This is
Lyrically fantastic song.
Thank you, guys. Amazon. Well, that's what's so great about this. And is it Letitia? Am I pronouncing that correctly? That's why I went from in the height of the shutdowns, and we were all at home. I would invite a guest on, and we would just go back and forth and play straight like 2 hours, and we just play. But what I found that people were enjoying the most was the commentary, the discussion, and the engagement. And that brings me to, here's a segue. I had our mutual friend on here, Tony Luca.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did that, I had some great feedback about, the comments or the discussions that we were having. So Matt had a project with Tony and another artist, Jay Nash, called TFDI. And how did that start with you guys? How did the whole thing?
About as organically as you can imagine, just because the three of us were on tour together as well, actually, Jay and Tony were co-headliners, and I was the opener back in, this is the early aughts, and then from there, we had an opportunity in Chicago to sit with each other and just have fun with one of the connections that we had in Chicago to record a couple songs. It went well. People enjoyed it. And from there, it galvanized the three of us to be able to get together and write stuff together.
Yeah.
Which I think what's lost in art, which is hard, I think, for a lot of us. And Matt, I think what's really cool is what you said about like that you have frequent contributors that you work with. And I think that actually Letitia, when she just wrote about this too, it matters. The people that are around you and who you get to work with and who can encourage you and who can kind of keep you in check. And those relationships are the most important. And I don't think a lot of people see those things. They just hear the song, they assume it's one person.
Right.
When in reality, it's like actually it might have been like two or three, and that's the most important part.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I will say this now. I have to say this before we keep going. But Letitia, to her point when she brought that up, she is one of the more artistically minded and greater short film directors that I've ever seen. in terms of bringing an idea embodied into the spirit of something artistic, and she looked to people to help her out as well. But I worked on something with her that was out of my comfort zone,
Yeah.
and when you at least have a hand to hold, that matters. We do not, in art, we cannot do this alone, and we need the interpretation and the conversation moving forward in order to make these things work. That was what TFDI was. That is what it is, and that's what we've always done.
That's amazing. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Especially getting out of your own head, tackling those demons. I find that you need someone to push you through it. And
What's funny is like it's not you just tackling demons. It's expressing that sentiment, and it's knowing that you're either not tackling it on your own, or you may be off base and let me redirect you. And then personally, it's like you take that and you're a better person for it. Art at least gives us and grants us that opportunity, which I don't think a lot of people are afforded. We're in a weird business. This has always been the weird business with music. That this is highly emotional. That plays itself into even things I love, like Musicians on Call. It is highly emotional. So it's important to have a structure and a safe group to be able to move from, when you can like kind of bounce those ideas off of. And the fact that like you take great pride in the songs that you've written with those guys, and same with me. Like if you look at the TFDI stuff that I've done with those guys, I am so proud of that stuff. And it's not because the songs might not be Hotel California, but my God, they are a resolute and more defined idea of how I feel, because I had two people flanking how it is I felt.
yeah, well, I love that perspective. So how do we segue this? It's your turn to play a song, and
So polar bears are from
yeah, let's go back there. You were warming up at soundcheck, and you were playing a song, and I said, "Are you going to play that? Because that was my only request for this evening."
Mhm.
And Matt and I, you're both members of the Philadelphia music community, so we met somewhere along the line. I want to say it was like the parking lot of the World Cafe Live.
You
I
caught
know
me
that's where
smoking
we
a cigarette
swapped.
out in the parking lot.
I know we swapped CDs, and for those of you that don't know what that is, it's a compact disc. It's a circle, and it has data on the disc.
Oh God,
that
don't even talk about mini discs.
is music. It plays music, and this was over a decade ago. At that point in time, I was driving a lot for gigs. I was doing a lot of college shows, Northeast, Massachusetts, down to Virginia, and when I met Matt Duke and he gave me that CD, it became part of my drive soundtrack. So and that CD was Underground Kingdom, and the first song is The Father, the Son, and the Harlot's Ghost. So could you play that for us?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And this is based off of a book by Leon Uris, and also my own experiences growing up Irish Catholic, Italian Catholic too, like Roman Catholic. And again, all those things are important. They kind of, I don't know, they sort of put things in perspective. They make you who you are, and you have to think about it. And so this is called, like Matt said, The Father, the Son, and the Harlot's Ghost. Let's see how this goes. instead it's just you and me. There's no need to watch our backs, man, we'll just simply be. Kiss me, honey, sweet, leave me cries. Words like a knife cut my father's throat, and here you seething in spite. My poor mother, though she kneels every night to Christ God divine. Oh, sweet thing, bombs away, and I'll say to you, I leave box upon this awful place. For you, I bleed. Words like a knife, my father's throat, and here you're seething in spite. My poor mother, so she kneels and cries. Now starving my settle man is bound in shackles between heaven and hell. Ain't no more to take us back on this. Too soon to tell, bloodied in your one, if it's all the same, all the same. Oh, sweet thing, bombs away, and I'll say to you, I leave box upon this awful place for you. Every drop of sunshine waits now. Oh, sweet thing, bombs away, and I'll say to you, I leave a box upon this awful place for you. The devil's at the light, you break the jar, you shit job, to the rats and the killers. So Holy Father, I bit my tongue, but your good words turning saints into sinners, just so far gone. Oh, under this tree, grew roots and branches kept a hold of our leaves. They would turn through the seasons and they would fall to the feet of the children that came out. Oh, sweet thing, bombs away, and I'll say to you, I leave box upon this awful place for you. I bleed, though every drop of sunshine waits now. Oh, sweet thing, bombs away, and I'll say no to you. I leave a box upon this awful place for you. I bleed.
So I put that on Spotify the other day, prepping for this, and I was like, "Oh man, it just brought me back to, driving all over," and it was really cool. And my little boy was in the back seat, and he was reading. He was like, "The Father and the Son. What's this song about, Daddy?" I'm like, "I don't know, Charlie, but we're gonna find out."
It's not quite appropriate for you to understand. However, Matthew Duke just got 0.0001 cents because your dad played it. So that's the important. That's the important thing. He's got Pico to pay.
But lots of people commenting on how much they love that song, and very cool. Talk to me a minute about who produced that again.
Marshall Altman.
Yes. I remember. I remember even like writing to him and being like, "Dude, I hear something new every time in those recordings." And he's like, "Dude, you just made my day. Thanks, man." But
he's one of the
best. Really
best.
great record.
Yeah, and he's a
and
good, great person too. So yeah, one of the best.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what I should play next. A couple options.
Well,
why don't you give me another riddle and we'll go from there.
let's do a riddle. Well, you know what? Play your happiest song.
I don't have any happy songs, Matt.
I didn't say it's a happy song. Play your happiest. That's the definition for that is like, Halloween 4 is the happiest Halloween movie.
I'm a brooding singer-songwriter.
Right. Be a brooding singer-songwriter and everything sucks, but what is the okay?
Actually, you know what? This is actually a very happy song because I don't really do the love song thing, but I did this, and this is another co-write. And it's a country tune essentially. It's about a summer fling. It's just lighthearted and fun, and it's called "Sand on the Dashboard." So that's what I'll play.
Just real quick before you continue.
Okay.
So "Sand on the Dashboard." So you wrote this with whom?
Do you know Michael Walton? He's another Jersey native, but since
are we referring to sand from the Jersey Shore?
Of course we are. I mean,
then continue.
What other sand is there?
I'm done. That's the end of my questioning. Go on. I am all ears at this point.
So Mike Walton, he's gone on. He moved to Nashville. I want to say about 5-6 years ago, and the publishing world now, and just writing like pop hits and country hits or that. So yeah.
Last question before you start. I'm so sorry, but so where do you go to the shore when you go to the beach?
Well, I grew up not in the summertime. I went to Catholic grade school in Ocean City, New Jersey. So.
Oh, shut up! Seriously?
Yeah, that's.
Wait, past Pius?
Where St. Augustine's on.
No way.
13th, 14th Asbury. Yeah, that's 1st through 8th grade, and then my mom moved us up to the Philly area. And,
buddy, if I pass away and you're the first to hear about it, grab my ashes, throw them in the Jersey Shore. Please.
Okay, all right.
Right where you went to school.
Like the same place under the boardwalk where I drank my first beer.
No, don't do that. That's a weird place. Please don't do that. Right. Yeah, don't do that.
Right. We'll skip that part. What a awesome segue. All right, here we go. Auburn autumn sky, the smell of burning leaves. I take a little drive before I put the hardtop back on the Jeep. Ray-Bans on the rear view, the sandals on the floor. A bottle towel in the backseat, an empty beer can in the door. Suddenly I can see her right next to me, riding with her bare feet up on the dash, thinking that the red light could never last long enough as we kissed. And I can taste the salt water on her lips. I was feeling love at my fingertips. Just like summer, she slipped away, and all she left, sand on the dashboard. Sand on the dashboard. Playing back that night, you'd never guess that we just met, 'cause she could finish my sentences like she was inside my head. And Holding on to her was just like holding on to the wind. She blew out of my life as fast as she blew in. Suddenly I could see her right next to me, riding with her bare feet up on the dash, thinking that the red light could never last long enough as we kissed. And I can taste the salt water on her lips. I was feeling love at my fingertips, but just like summer she slipped away. And all she left sand on the dashboard, sand on the dashboard. I've washed this Jeep a few times since, but that one spot always misses with her windshield and steering wheel end. Riding with her bare feet up on the dash, thinking that the red light could never last long enough as we kissed. I can taste the salt water on her lips. I was feeling love at my fingertips, but just like summer she slipped away. And all she left was sand on the dashboard, sand on the dashboard, yeah. Sand on the dashboard was all she left.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
So
That's my
can I ask you a
happiest song.
question? I know that's actually a great song. Very happy in that sense. How did things change for you when you became a dad for writing?
Yeah, I feel like there was a more, first of all, a sense of urgency. Because I got started late in life. So, Charlie was born when I was 40. And like my mom had me when she was like 25, 26.
Wait, how old are you now?
I'm 44.
Holy crap! You look like you're 24 years old, Matt.
It's the lighting, dude. It's. I have a filter.
Tell me and my nurses what it is that you're taking to get to look like that.
IPA and just for men.
That's not true. I know that for a fact. That's not what does that.
So I, sense of urgency. I'm like, I spent maybe a decade or so just kind of stuck in a place like, I don't know, just stagnant, playing a lot of bars, not knowing what the next step was. And I think getting married and then having, our first child. So we have another boy coming in March of 2021. So it's exciting and scary at this point of time with the pandemic. But the sense of urgency is like, get stuff done. Stop screwing around. Keep writing.
Urgency is one thing. But again, like if that wasn't a part of it, what is it about having children for yourself that has shaped the way that you move forward? Because I get the idea of the focus. Like as a dad too, like I get that. But do you feel more defined?
Honestly, as what are we talking about? Person, as an artist, as like.
Well, it's all encompassing. So it's like even when you write your songs, like does that matter?
Absolutely, but I feel like my focus is almost gotten away from the. I don't want to say that. That's not true. It's just my priorities have absolutely shifted. I feel like before all that, like I was like I could put, everything into this, and now it's like this is still important. If I don't have this part of my life, like I won't feel complete. But it's not everything like it used to be. So I don't know if that answers your question.
No, it does. Like in the sense that if you had, to your point, if the kids weren't around,
Yeah.
it's like throwing every philosophical or feeling thing against the wall and trying to see what sticks, because
Hmm?
you can do that. Like, you can do that. But when you've got kids and you want to be able to like fine tune who it is that you are, is this something like now, since you've had children, that it's focused who it is that you are as an artist, or does it make it more complicated?
I think it makes it more complicated, but it's bringing out. I never thought that would happen. I never thought that I would want to focus on something else, until it did happen. I'm like, wow, like I was just missing this whole thing the entire time. And so, you know what it gave me, Matt, more of a sense of balance, where when I didn't have anybody else to answer to, I just saw it like, well, I just got to put all my energy in this thing, and now it's like, well, no, that's not how life is. You gotta be
Well, you've got a
balanced.
great partner, and
Yeah,
all that stuff matters. But like, to your point, it's like when you've got this small person that you've got to answer for because it's one half of you. Yeah, it does matter what you do moving forward. I would imagine. Like, it changes everything.
I like life better now. Let's just put it that way.
That's
So,
what I expected you to say. Yeah.
well, it's the honest God truth. It's just I just struggle with finding the balance, or focus for art at times, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to still be diligent and be productive. It's always like a seesaw, as you know. I mean, you're
Sure.
a parent, and you know,
Well,
and I did want to ask you about this at some point. I have it written down, but I mean, you have made a transition yourself. Usually, I ask people on the stream, like, what have you done to pivot with the pandemic, since this is hurting, live performance and everything so much. But what you did was before that, and you made a transition in career towards medicine. Do you want to talk about that? Maybe, how about let's just plant that seed. I think it's your turn to play, and let's talk about, after you're done the song, let's talk about your journey into medicine. And
sure. That's a good idea. Let's see. So as far as a song, let's see. What do we got? That's a good one. Oh yeah, here we go. So. Let's see if I can remember this. So love of mine, someday you will die. I'll be close behind. Follow you into the dark. None light, tunnel to gaze of white. With our hands clasped so tight, as we hold each other soon. If heaven and hell decide, they both are satisfied. Illuminate the nose on their vacancy signs. If there's no one beside you when your soul takes part, I'll follow you into dark. Catholic school, as vicious as Roman rule. I got my knuckles bruised by lady in black. She held my tongue as she told me, son, that fear is the heart of love. So I never went back. If heaven and hell decide, they both are satisfied. Illuminate the nose on their vacancy signs. If there's no one beside you when your soul embarks, I'll follow you into the dark. So you and me, we've seen everything to see. Bangkok to Calgary, the soles of your shoes all worn down. The time for sleep is now. There's nothing to cry about, but we'll hold each other soon. The darkest of rooms. If heaven and hell decide, they both are satisfied. Illuminate the nose on their vacancy signs. If there's no one beside you when your soul embarks, I'll follow you into the dark. I'll follow you into the dark.
Oh, that's such a great record.
Oh yeah.
It really brings me back to a time in my life. I'm gonna play a song to piggyback on that. A song that I start. It took me 9 years to finish. But when I first heard that record, that Death Cab record,
Mm-hmm.
it just like it blew my mind, and it reminds me of what I want to play next. But the question I asked before you started the song, typically people are transitioning because of COVID, but you did this transition before. So what are you doing now in medicine, and what made you want to do that?
Well, I'm a clinical supervisor, so I'm a registered nurse who works in home health care with, 18 plus cases in Delaware County, and so that's what I do. And frankly, if I'm being honest, I've had the luxury and I've been able to be a touring musician since I was 18, and
Yeah,
I've had some of the greatest experiences of my life doing that.
yeah,
When it came to what was going to be the most important thing for me that I had the opportunity to do, when I knew that I was going to have a child, I was lucky with my family, and yeah, I was lucky with my family that I could go back to school while I was still on the road, have help with my daughter, because I knew since the time that I was doing music and I did Musicians on Call, since early 2010, I saw it in the hospitals. It's not about recording music, it's not about playing shows, it's not about getting recognition. Like in those moments, like when I get to play a song like Coldplay's Yellow, which I don't ever play, but in that moment for 5 minutes, that has an impact
yeah.
for an artist and for the patient. That's important to me. And I am lucky that I get to do a job now where I have time with my daughter, and the things that I get to express my own musicality for. The song I just played, which was, it's not mine, it's Death Cab, obviously. One of the most important moments of my life will always be that I got to play a Death Cab song that my best friend and I loved at his funeral. And if I'm being honest, I've played music since I was 13, and no moment will ever touch that, and no record will ever have that, and no person will ever hear that. I am lucky that I get to work in the medical field, help others the way that I need to, and I get these opportunities with you, Matt, where I get to just play for the fun of it in meaningful ways and hear what you have to say about what it is that you think about music. That to me is the most important part about all this, and it should not be lost in what we're trying to do. It is a hustle with music. I know that. And I was more than happy to do this with you, especially because I know your heart, and that in and of itself for music as a whole is the most important thing.
Thanks, brother.
So what you got?
So, well, I want to dig a little deeper for a second.
Oh, don't 2020 me. Or you can't. It's fine. It's your show.
Is it? Was that Barbara Walters? Was she the host?
It is. It was.
So it's a loaded question, but because I know the struggle, okay, and trying to support a family as an artist is can be an incredibly stressful thing. And when you find something else that you're good at, you're passionate about, and can kind of take the place of, you can pay the bills. There seems to be, at least in my experience, like a weight off your shoulders that you can create art in a way that you really want to, rather than the way that you have to do or you're supposed to do. Does any of that resonate with you, or am I just talking about my own experience?
No, it does. And the bottom line too is, like, if I'm being honest, is it has to do with happiness. And
Yes, right.
More so than anything else. And the only good parental figure or person in anybody's life is going to be a mother and father who are happy. I have been blessed to know so many artists who are up against it, and especially in this pandemic. And Matt, you and I kind of talked about this before we even got on this. I mean, it's not that this is the thing that they want to do for themselves. It has to do with what brings them happiness and joy, and also for their families. I personally, I've always had a difficult time being on stage. I had, fortunately, an outlet to do something else that I wanted to do. The thing that I actually admire most are the artists, especially, that stick to their guns, and they do this for their families, and that is the impetus for what they do. This is not an easy... I want people to know who are watching this right now, this is not just a fun, we're just playing music kind of thing. This is a difficult thing for people in this industry to do. I think that's why I keep saying I am one of the lucky ones where I had another outlet to go to. For some of our fellow friends who do this for a living, I mean, this is it, and it should be. This is what gives them joy. This is why I hope people continue to support them and us and whatever is happening moving forward. This is not an easy job. It's not.
Well, I really appreciate your candor, because some of the things that you just said, that has to be tough to say in front of an audience, but you said it just because that's you. You can't be anything but genuine. And so, guys, give it up for Matt Duke for that. I mean, it makes this whole thing like for me, doing an interview more so than performance, I'm so glad that we did it this way. I hope that you guys are hanging with us and enjoying it. I know we're not talking to the audience as much as I usually do, but man, this is like, I feel like this is a conversation that is better heard in the public forum than just Matt and I talking on the phone, you know?
Do you realize the hope that the patience that I have that it gives them to have music every day, like holistically, like that's what I see. All those things go uncharted, and none of you get credit for what we do in terms of music, but that's what gives them peace of mind. That's the thing that will forever drive me crazy about between Spotify and iTunes and everything else. This is really difficult for me that you, Matt, myself, Tony, Jay, all of us cannot be compensated for the work that we do. But we continue to do it because we selflessly want to put that out there for people.
Yeah.
That's the hard part.
Yeah, I mean, well said.
So what's your polar bear song?
So
Sorry.
exactly. I'm going to go back in time with some comments here, and I want to just acknowledge some people. So Melissa is a good friend and a fan of all of us, Matt Duke and Tony Luca, Ernie Halter, all of our friends, and she twice cancer survivor, twice. So she's a badass, Melissa Carbone. And yeah, I mean, she discovered, I think it was Ernie first, because he would do his, like, this is before live streaming was a thing, and she found him streaming his music, performing his stuff on the internet while she was going through chemotherapy. And so, to your point, Matt, I mean, this is what happens with music. Shout out to my friend Josh. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. And Joe, maybe I'll direct this to Matt Duke if you want to learn some Steel Panther. Maybe next time you play. Do you know any Steel Panther?
I'll Wahlberg the shit out of this. Am I allowed to say shit? Can I say shit?
Why not? Why not? So cool. All right, I am gonna play the song that
Please.
I said. Oh, that's me, the badass. Nice. You like listening to? Okay. I mean, Matt, I feel like Matt Duke's a better. He's a better interviewer than I am. You should start your own podcast, Matt.
Oh, BS, brother. Come on. This is great. But are you closing us out?
I'm gonna play another song. I don't know how are we doing on time? We got.
But we're
If you have the time, I would love to play at least one more song a piece.
sure.
So
That's fine.
let me know. But Cynthia. Yeah, I mean, thank you for chiming in. And
So Matthew, what you got? What are you doing?
all right, this is a song that
Are you playing theremin? Please tell me you're going to get theremin.
yes,
Get
I'm
a
gonna-
theremin.
I saw the first time I saw one in real life. I thought it was like
You actually thought you saw
I did.
theremin in real life?
in San Francisco. First time I went to San Francisco, I'm like, yeah, I gotta check out some music, and yeah, I mean, the girl had the ring on,
It's
and
so
she
funny. It's like that's a San Francisco.
was
thing.
doing the. I was like, what is that? Anyway, I'm gonna go over to this other microphone. So yeah, the Death Cab record.
Yeah.
That was like 05, I think. 06, maybe. I don't know, but
06. 06.
yeah, when I came out, it just kind of blew my mind. And when I first started the song, but it took me a long time to finish the song. It reminds me of the time of my life that I was inspired to write this. And this is a song about loss among the living. So we got Jeanette watching. Usually Christine, she tunes in after the fact. She's in Germany, but Julie also tunes in. They're all friends of the late great Adrian Hickman, and this was Adrian's favorite song of mine. It's called "Sons of Jude." So it goes out to Adrian. Two brothers sharing a middle name, the same as the father. Their bond was strong, brothers all the same, though they had different mothers. Wherever the oldest would go, then the youngest would follow. They never strayed too far from home. Oh, sons of Jude loved each other like brothers would. Even through their feuds, no stick could break, no stone that could. Oh, sons of Jude obeyed their father like good boys should. Jude wanted to be the father that he lost when he was a child. He brought up his sons to be honest and taught them to decide truth from lies. Choose a side. Oh, sons of Jude loved each other like brothers would. Even through their feuds, no stick could break, no stone that could. Oh, sons of Jude had to make a choice that no one should. 10 years later, two boys, now grown men, unexpectedly find each other again. Beginning of a fight becomes calm words, but in the end, these strangers can't come to terms. Who would have known that loyalty meant breaking branches from a family tree? Oh, sons of Jude loved each other like brothers would. Even through their feuds, no stick could break, no stone that could. Oh, sons of Jude chose their paths just like grown men should. Who would have known that loyalty meant breaking branches from a family tree? Who would have known that loyalty meant breaking branches from a family tree?
Oh, seriously? You're going to throw that last non-resolute chord out there and just expect it's okay?
So yeah, that's always been a tough one to play and present. But
I love that.
You know.
Yeah, that fourth, that non-resolute, that's amazing.
thank you. And it's I credit the people that support me. That I let people hear demos and they're like, yeah, please release that one. People need to hear that song. So I would never have done that on my own.
Yeah. Well, that's part of it. And like we talked about too, it's, personally, you need people to push you to get to that place. and it's not always easy. And uh, the songs that you've constructed, especially with the people that you've worked with, incredible. So, well done.
Thanks, bud. I'm losing your audio a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit better.
Okay.
My headphones aren't plugged in, I promise.
Oh my God. Okay. Better now or no? Hello? Hello?
I mean, now that you're directly on the mic, I can definitely hear you better.
Okay. Good.
All right. So, how's everybody feeling? We have some great comments here. Thank you, Letitia. Yeah.
Yes. It is a ministry. Yep. I love theremin references.
Again, we're like 5 minutes behind on the comments, but awesome. Okay, so what do you got, Matt? So the questions I wanted to ask, I've already asked, and I think you probably asked me more questions, and
Is that okay?
that's what
I would
makes this
love to
fun.
do this again. I thought this was great.
Well, I've got time. Because my wife is pregnant. I made a decision to not do any in-person gigs, so I'm gonna have a lot of time in the studio. So
I'm in my man cave and I can
what
answer
are
your
you doing next Wednesday?
We're playing, I guess, Call of Duty. I don't know. Is that the response?
Yes.
All right. But yeah, listen, just on the surface too. I mean, everything that you've done for Philadelphia musicians, and Matt, I've known you for a long time, and there has always been just a very genuine regard for people that you know, love, and trying to give them the spotlight. And I am very, very grateful for that, and you have done an amazing job. And I'm going to play a song that I don't know very well, and I might well ruin your whole night.
Do it, man. I'm grateful you could be on here. So what do you have in mind? What do you
Let's see.
cover, original? What are you thinking?
Let's see. Cover for sure. Okay. So, hey, did you ever watch Donnie Darko?
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. You say yes. Do you love it as much as I do?
Yes. Are you
Oh
going
my
to play
God.
Tears for Fears?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not playing Mad World. I'm not doing that.
No. No, that's not the one.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. Good. We're on
You
the
got to
same
do it
page.
from the Donnie Darko soundtrack.
Well, not from but the
No?
most important moment when they do Head Over Heels.
Yes.
You want that?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Something happens and you gotta yeah. Kill it, man. Falsetto and all. I want to hear it.
Let's see.
Just don't throw it away.
We gotta find this though. Let's see. Let's see. That's it. Ready? Hey, by the way. Thanks, Matt. Had a great time. Let's try to do this. wanted to be with you alone and talking about the weather. Tradition I can then get stood around, escape my intention. You keep your distance, still my touch and gentle persuasion. Oh, I'm lost in arbitrary stupid love. Oh, just wasting my time. Oh, just wasting time. Something happens and I'm head over heels. I didn't find out till I'm head over heels. Something happens and I'm head over heels. Oh, don't break my heart, don't break my made a fire and I'm watching it burn. Yeah, thought of the future with one foot in the pantry. Now just how long it lasts? No, no, you have to feel like it's a million. My sister and my brother and breathing clear air. Dreaming I'm a doctor. It's hard to be a man when there's a gun in your head. Oh, now I feel so. Something happens and I'm head over heels. I didn't find out till I'm head over heels. Something happens and I'm head over heels. I don't break my heart, don't break my heart, don't throw it away. Na 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 na
I love that tune. Love it.
There you go.
Badass. Yes.
Are we doing Mad World or are we going to bed?
All right. Well, I'm just play one more, and we're gonna call it. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I would love to get to all the comments. It's just we have the luxury of too many, and it doesn't mean that we don't want to say hi to everybody. I hope that we did. As I'm scrolling through, I hope no one felt like ignored. But we were getting deep here. We were having some great conversation, and I'm just scrolling as I'm talking, and I just hope that everyone felt included. So if you did, if you enjoyed the show, just please show us some emojis in that respect, and please thank Matt Duke for being on here tonight and giving all of his heart, as he always does in every performance, and also just all the insight and just stuff that I don't know, a lot of personal information that he was brave enough to divulge this evening. I really appreciate that.
Well,
Mostly, that's
yeah. Well, that's
you
what
know.
that's what we do. But Matthew, thank you for having me on, and it was a pleasure. And you're wonderful, and this is great. So thank you.
And my last thing, guys, is if there's somebody that you'd like to see on the show, let them know. Matt has given me a short list of some people that I'll be reaching out to soon, and I'm always open to suggestions. I'd love to meet more people this way and do the live stream interview podcast kind of thing. Let's see. I'm losing. I can't keep up. I'll do this and this one. All right.
Where you going? What are you getting? What are you doing?
A little guitar switcheroo.
Oh my God, we should have a podcast together where we just throw non sequiturs at each other for.
Yeah. Polar bear riddles and things like that.
Well, there's no riddle. They just only live, I'm sorry, north of the hemisphere, Matthew.
But how did that? I'm just still confused about the song. Were you throwing me just a?
Yeah, I was just doing that for fun.
That's what I thought, but.
Yeah.
Because there was no wrong answer. I could have said anything, right?
No, there's still a wrong answer, but just do you.
Woo! All right. So this song is another one that I'm going to release in 2021. The song I played first, Overthinking, that should be out in mid-January. And then I'm going to release a new song every 8 weeks in 2021. So this will be one of them. It's called Just an Illusion. Not to be confused with Use Your Illusion, Guns N' Roses.
This is Just Your Illusion 3,
Yeah.
correct?
That's right. I'm going to wait for my camera to autofocus me back. So I'm not.
This is more impressionistic. This is very
Yeah.
Degas.
This is a deconstructed version of the song. Try my best to keep things simple. Keep my eyes focused on the prize. But I get caught up in the story, comparing myself to your best life. The other side of the screen, everybody's living the stream. Makes it look so easy. But I have to walk a mile to know the pain behind your smile. Get to know what's real. It's just an illusion. Stop believing your own highlights. Just an illusion. No, our heart doesn't know how to lie. Yeah. There we go, I'm back.
Yeah, that's you.
No one's talking about the day-to-day. It's boring if it's not extreme. So hold on to your thoughts and prayers now, and give me something that I can feel. The other side of the screen, everybody's living the dream. Makes it look so easy. I have to walk a mile to know the pain behind your smile. Get to know what's real, but it's just an illusion. Stop believing your own highlights. Just an illusion. No, our heart doesn't know how to lie. You can change the shape, you can bend the light, but it's still never gonna feel right. It's just an illusion. talking and talking out loud. Ooh, and all that's real just gets filtered out. It's just an illusion. Stop believing your own highlights. It's just an illusion. No, our heart doesn't know how to lie. You can change the shape, you can bend the light, but it's still never gonna feel right. It's just an illusion, an illusion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks, everybody. We've been on for about an hour and a half, and I think we played about 4 songs apiece, so we did much more talking than performing, which was pretty much the goal. And you stuck with us through the whole thing, so I really appreciate that, guys. And, yeah, Matt Duke, I can't thank you enough for doing this, man, and just being you, you know, leaving your heart, you know, just putting out on your sleeve like you usually do, and I think that's why people love you. Like so many comments tonight that I couldn't even highlight them all in just sincere complimentary fashion to what you were saying and what you were singing about. So cheers to you, buddy. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thanks, pal. And yeah, we're in a great space, and thank you very much for inviting me.
Awesome, guys. Well, we're gonna sign off, and I'll be back next Wednesday and every week after with some new guests. And I hope you guys tune in. And anything, Matt, that you want to say that you're working on? Any farewell
you know,
thoughts?
Revisit the old Rage Against the Machine records. That's it. That's where we're at right now.
I love it.
Do some Bombshell, baby.
Love it. All right, guys.
You're about to play it. I knew you were about to do it. You want to play some Bombshell. Oh, you want to do Evil Empire. Oh, it's even... Oh, we got to get another episode for the two of us. Oh!
I couldn't
Thanks,
help
buddy.
myself.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.